somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we're checking out Interview with the Vampire. This is season 2, episode 5. And the last couple episodes have been wild. It seems like Daniel's remembering more. Some of the stories are maybe, is there some misremembering going on? I know you folks in the comments have been having some fun with that, so I'm excited to take this ride.
Oh, I'm just definitely ready, willing, and able to see what Santiago is going to do now that he has some new information at his hands.
New information that he procured via some sketchy methods.
That's a B&E.
But hey, he's got the information anyhow, and yes, Mason Quinn has said Daniel's memory is starting to cause some problems for him. Super curious. Last episode, they had the pedal to the floor, so I'm excited for this one.
All right, without further ado, then let's go!
Same library every night that month. Hypnotized security, as one does. Flipped the lights, laid our backs on long tables, and stared up at the ceiling.
You didn't read anything?
You're getting close to something you want distance from. Language as a chicken exit on a roller coaster.
Or it's daytime, and the vampire of Louis' age is fighting the narcoleptic pull of the sun.
Or that.
Maybe.
Who's this?
Don't mind me.
Your friend here is a hot-headed young man, and good thing to be. Tell him to buy a Bugatti, crash it into the guardrails.
What is all this about? Chase him down.
Armand rarely eats, so when he does, he prefers to hunt.
Has anyone ever cashed in?
Often it's someone carefully chosen for the harm he does the world with his chosen profession.
And when he can't find an arms dealer dumb enough to answer his ad?
Someone half in love with an easeful death.
Ooh.
Daniel's hand
He's
shit.
ditching us.
He'll have Malik begging for it in an hour. His methodology, it's never violent, I assure you.
Oh, if those flashes of Armand.
Armand saved you from me in 1973.
Yeah, you bit me, I blacked out, he ripped you off me, dumped me in a drug den.
Yes.
500 years, hundreds of thousands of kills. How often has Armand spared a life?
Here we go.
He had a hunch you might prove fruitful in later times.
Okay, sure. Let's go with that. Our first interview, it's a
His
fall.
hand is getting...
It's the 70s, all a blur. Woke up in a parking lot in Milwaukee once. We cabbed to your place in Divisadero. You paid.
That's right.
Did we...
Jazz music comes in.
I own a few of these places.
How many?
Many.
Are you a real estate mogul?
I own a lot of things.
Look at that afro.
Mysterious is one of them. Oh,
Does that scare you, boy?
coffin.
There's a perfectly good bed right there.
Yeah.
I'm in countercultures. So am I the first guy that you brought back here?
The fifth?
Backgammon? Well, that's wholesome.
Old-timey fun from the Sasanian Empire.
Oh, wow.
Cheeseburgers or chicken chow mein, take your pick.
Oh, well.
Whoa.
Woo! Race day.
All that's gone.
What do I seem like now, boy?
A veteran of many wars. It's yours.
They did a great job casting young Daniel.
All right, suit yourself.
Just ripping them.
Do you normally interview your subjects with your shirt off?
So, we didn't.
No.
Oh, I really thought we did.
Do you want to now? He sometimes lingers when boats come into harbor. I like predicting what overlooked product will flourish in time. Low-end property, little-known art. Worth is often miscalculated because of hue, minor factors. You can squeeze profit out of that margin.
Well, you can buy real estate knowing in 100 years it's going to be worth something.
I forgot to put a tape in.
Oh.
I'm a vampire.
Okay. I mean, I'm really interested to know why you believe that.
How's that for proof?
Are those fangs? Hi. Are you the Zodiac Killer?
Oh, hey.
It's be about that time.
Imagine just all of a sudden that reality hits.
It's going to need something stiffer. Well, never mind. He already had some race day.
So you gotta do a little trick for him. Nope, didn't need to.
Don't be afraid. Just start the tape.
If I wanted you dead, I would have done it minutes ago.
I was a 33-year-old man when I became a vampire. You smoked shaky cigarette after shaky cigarette. You shook more then than you do now.
What I remember most, other than that you were an alien. Malik will be dead in 2 hours. You've made me an accessory to murder, and you've had 13 sessions. I want 20 minutes. For me. I want to know, for me, what happened between us.
This is really, really good.
You eviscerating Lestat.
His superficial charms beneath his flimsy gentleman's veneer.
Wow, what a different story.
Yeah.
And sterile and contemptible.
Big time.
He appeared frail and stupid to me.
Oh.
Wow.
But you figured that out. Just by then, you paid a biblical price for your first love. I didn't mean to.
No, that was astute, boy. You were nimble-minded even back then.
I was a moron.
The tape ran out. It's just a small 30-minute thing.
If I had been an actual journalist and, not fried on coke and lewd.
Well,
A future I would be absent from.
Or you just pick yourself up.
Stay behind with Lestat. I knew within seconds it was the only choice.
wow.
You were given the gift, and I've been hearing you bitch the night away about it. And since you used the past tense about her, I figured well, I could see where this is going,
And what?
and give it to me. I won't waste it. I think you could use me.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you don't understand the meaning of your own story.
Oh.
Hotline
Oh.
one.
I took a scoop out of your throat.
I deserve to have my ass kicked for the sheer number of times I said, and then what? I have a surprise for you. A curveball, which will seem like less of a surprise and more like a ambush.
Oh boy.
What is
this?
You remember the 9 minutes at the end? Betty Hutton drowning out the indecipherable moaning and yelling. My researcher, assistant, she's a bit of an audiophile, and, she cleaned it up a bit.
Oh, what's this gonna be?
The betrayal of it all, and listen.
Holy shit.
Door opens. Oh, I love how they're doing the sound.
What if it was published?
I was having some
don't have enough
fun.
to
I was
feed
in the
vampires?
middle of ending things when
No,
you...
you already passed out on the floor next to him, Louis. Out on your feet from the drugs you stuffed
Oh,
him
this
with.
is boring. You're boring.
Oh.
Suffocation by the world's softest, beigest pillow.
Oh.
I spent with that boy were more exciting, more fascinating than decades with you.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh shit.
This is a different twist.
Oh, it's so hard to be me.
Picking lint
It's so
off
hard
the
to be
sofa.
humans.
Oh, my God.
Let's wake the boy up and let's try you. I'm the vampire Armand and my daddy vampire.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Oh, they're hitting everything.
Oh.
I loved her.
But she didn't love you. Not like he did. Not like I have.
This performance.
Oh, wow.
What the hell is all of this? coming back. So, Harris.
Drugs are kicking in.
Yeah, well,
Oh, they have been this whole
Yeah.
while.
does Armand like mind wipe him?
She's calling me.
Well, because he was on those drugs, he doesn't remember any of this.
Yeah,
Second door slam, farther off. What's that second door slam?
it was daytime.
Slam. Footsteps. Second door slams. Metal door. Armand calls your
That's the
name.
outside.
Where does Armand follow you, Louis? It's morning. You went out of the room.
You were gonna go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Slams. Steps. Metal door.
Oh, we're gonna see it.
To go into the roof to
Yep.
go outside.
That's what I think. Oh,
Holy shit!
what he was gonna do.
I walked into the sun.
Let me ask you a really loaded question, Louis. And then what?
My skin burnt to the color of pitch. Char.
Oh,
Oh,
wow! Oh.
You said the worst things you've ever said to me.
Oh,
And then you ran outside. And now you're a convalescent.
I'm sorry.
Meaningless word.
ooh.
He's alive?
The boy. The fascinating boy.
Oh,
Don't.
He's just fine.
oh.
You're fine. This is fine. We're all fine.
Oh, look at his
His
eyes.
eyes.
I can remember a few things, like
He's just
there's someone else there.
Oh,
Oh, must have been somebody they had to drain for Louis.
I can see him walking out of the bedroom. I can hear you, but I can't see you. The door frame is blocking it.
This episode is incredible.
A young man like yourself would have appealed in particular. You see, they represented the greatest lost of the stars because they stood.
let's start. Let's start.
I don't want
to die on that item. I think I know something you don't.
What is that? Oh, and then
Leave him alone, Armand.
What is going on?
this is then when he tells him everything.
Yeah.
Vera?
She's a single mother who works in a titty bar on Market Street.
Kevin?
She's a Vietnam vet who lives in the Castro with his Vietnamese refugee boyfriend with no legs.
Oh,
Oh.
I can't feel my body. It's freaking me out.
You're going to teach me how to be fascinating.
Leave him be.
Oh.
what?
That's what he wants out of him.
In high school, you told a girl you'd only do her if she had a paper bag over her head. She agreed, and you did it even as she cried. A splinter of coldness in you. Is that what makes you fascinating?
This is all the memories.
But I'm
Oh.
not hopeful there's much more to you, Daniel, other than a hole.
Made light work of that guy.
Yeah. God, what a reveal.
Rage is an imprecise emotion. I'd hurt him, but I was fragile.
Oh, more flashbacks.
It was Saturday, but we met on Tuesday, so I was the house pet for what? 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Your boyfriend.
This is so intense.
Lunch is almost over. Try.
Won't say where.
Try, you were there.
Go back to the chair. The TV.
T. Agnew.
His feet in the rock shit is.
Sorry, God. They had to throw some levity in there.
Armand, put me in the coffin.
The maximum price they
Yes, thank you.
Rest.
Oh.
Oh no, his nose is bleeding.
Claudia, start. Let's start. Yes, you said that. But why?
Still living rent free in your head.
Well, Lestat strolls past a bookstore. Your book displayed in the shop window, where he buys himself a copy.
Oh, that's.
The embellishments and comes chasing after you again.
Is that the plan?
The final act of service I'd like to perform before I leave you to yourself. I know where he is.
Oh.
I told him you were thinking of him again. Start.
No.
Know where it is. And stay away.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh.
This is your chance, Louis. I am your maker's voice. Louis.
Mon cher.
Mon cher,
Oh, I can't believe this is happening.
you wanted to say something to me.
Why are you ill? What's happened to you?
Well,
Why are you ill? What's happened to you?
I love you, Louis.
oh, is
I love you, Louis. Tell him, Armand.
Armand won't.
Tell him. Louis.
Oh, he's fading him out.
Have I crawled an inch forward, or am I a reminder of the worst of it? I'll finish cleaning up.
Oh.
Rest.
Wow.
A bunch of words, but it started with rest.
Rest. And then
Nurse me back to health.
After all the garishness of life, the jostling, the clawing,
I like my life.
the dull thrum of desperation in you when I get the fixes I need.
That's what he's offering.
I have a thing happening in the city. A bright young reporter with a point of view.
Shh. A comfortable chair in a room that slants to the north. An easeful death.
Oh,
Rest.
it's like trying to talk him into it.
It'll feel like a boss. Rest. Like honey on your tongue. It is the comfort we all long for. The end. Rest. I'll hold you. You rest now.
But it clearly doesn't happen, so...
stop. Almost.
Oh!
After what you've put me through here, I deserve this.
I know, but I need this one to live. It's a testament to our companionship.
He was that close.
Are you asking, Maître?
No, Aro. I'm not asking.
Telling. Oh, can't hear any of it.
I think he might have remembered.
Well, if he did, they're not telling us yet.
Page 484.
We might. Oh no.
You're not inconsequential or a junkie. You're a bright young reporter with a point
That's
of view.
what he said.
That's a freebaser I befriended for a few days at the drug den.
Or so you thought.
Everyone scrambled, but I stuck around, watched him burn. What always confused me was that, you know, he said those words to me, and he was already all burnt up. I figured I'd conflated the two events.
Misremembering.
Because it was you.
Because you were all burned up.
Distorted it all in your mind.
You woke up in a drug den.
Fed you a truncated version.
He bit you.
He bit me.
You blacked out.
I blacked out.
Yep. Mind wiped him. And that's the scene pulling him out of the building.
Then
Armand fogged my brain,
bit you.
redacted himself, which accounts for why I didn't remember. And what accounts for why you didn't.
I was disfigured. I was in pain.
But you remember right up until when you bit me, and I remember right up until when you bit me, and then both our memories cut out. Same precise edit on two brains.
Armand has the power to change memories.
Yep.
I mean, Armand is over, what, 500 years
Yeah.
old, so he's super strong.
How many other of Louis' memories has Armand changed?
Ah, he's got the glasses on.
He made it all the way to Burj Khalifa. How's Paris?
We paused Paris.
Uh-oh.
It started with Daniel. He asked why you saved him in 1973.
I could see you were partial to him. I preserve your happiness even when you don't or can't.
It's not the way we remember it.
Daniel might prove fruitful in later times.
That's exactly what he said earlier.
Yep.
Oh, boy. Oh, it is. With what captioning is saying, tense musical note. Oh, come on.
Oh, What an episode. The amount of dialogue in this episode you could fill a phone book with. I mean, I know that this probably wasn't, one of the reactions where we were really jumping in with like a ton of commentary and stuff, but there was just so much dialogue in this one and so much story building. And in my opinion, one of the best, possibly the best episode of the series, just because the storytelling was so good the way they did it. And look, it's not just the story that they presented to us about, Daniel and Louis trying to regain their memories. It was everything that they did about it. It was the music they used, the sound effects, just that one piano key that they would have going, and the way they were panning the camera up on Louis's face and on Daniel and young Daniel for that matter when they were trying to remember. I mean, everything was just shot so brilliantly, and I can't say enough about the dialogue. I mean, I don't know if I felt myself physically moving in closer to the TV to try to immerse myself in this world, but. What a brilliant reveal. I mean, this whole time Daniel was like that close to checking out. That was almost it. And Armand just wanted to wipe their mind. And the way I took it was that Armand wanted to wipe Louis' mind, make him forget about Lestat. And if he couldn't do that, he wanted to make him feel very differently about Lestat, because the two interviews that we have in present time and then from 1973 are incredibly different. And we saw that fight between Louis and Armand, what they had going, the back and forth. And I did not expect Louis to run up onto the roof and try to check out, but. I mean, everything about this was so damn good. I mean, I even talked about the practical makeup that they had on Louis. I mean, that was really good. I can only imagine, how much time he probably had to sit in the chair to have that one done. We've seen what a lot of actors have to go through to do the full prosthetics. Whether it's like the X-Men with Mystique or, things along those lines of just how much work goes into that. But just a brilliant episode. I mean. If this one didn't have you on the edge of your seat the whole time, just waiting to see what was going to happen, I don't know what to tell you, because for my money, this one just absolutely delivered. And we got so much information about from both the present and the past. I loved how they bled them together, how they were figuring out the stories, both Louis and Daniel, between each other. And we would jump back to 1973 and then we'd be back in Dubai again. I can't say enough about it. And the casting for young Daniel, I don't know if it'll make the cut. Hopefully it does. But the casting for young Daniel was perfect. I mean, you actually think that is the younger version of the actor that we see here of Eric. So, man, just a banger of an episode. Again, we might not have had the most elaborate reaction to it or the most animated reaction to it, but sometimes when they're giving you such a good story with so much information and so much dialogue, there's barely enough room to slip in a comment or a reaction or anything. So just absolutely awesome. This episode, I mean, just sets off the whole series.
Yeah, this episode was a lot of fun going back to 73, because it was really important, especially for Louis, to find out and figure out that, hey, our memories were wiped like precisely right after the bite until a little bit later on. And that for Daniel, like, he woke up in this fog of being in a drug den, and these words of wisdom that he was given that turned out that he wrote in his book were actually from Louis. And it was funny. Well, and not funny in a sense, but like intriguing. There you go. That like, he's like, he heard it from a victim that Richard Pryored himself, and he's like, after the fact, he's like, he was already burnt up when he said it. How could he have said that to me? And then it turns out it was Louis all along who was burnt out because he tried going outside because he was all doped up on everything that was in Daniel's body. And, according to Monty, it's like, you say this every time you get this way, that you talk this certain way about me, that it's always Lestat. And then to the fact that they got got him in the coffin and said, I found Lestat and I've been talking to him.
Yeah.
And Lestat was saying, I still love you. And Armand just would not say
do it.
He just kept saying there. And then what was brilliant is then they faded away Lestat, that it was like Armand's like, all right, well, now I'm pushing you away.
Yep.
I'm not going to hear from you ever again, because right now, Louis is a little weak, and Louis isn't strong enough yet to be able to do that. He can do it, like, I think in the same room, maybe the same house, well, and probably the same house, but not
across the world.
Yeah, we don't know where Lestat is.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like Armand said, oh, I'm here with Louis. We're in San Francisco.
Yep.
Come find us. No, he just said, I'm here with Louis, and just basically almost poking Lestat as well.
Yeah. Plus saying he's hurt to even make it that much more desperate.
And he's like, how did this happen? And he wouldn't even tell him that, and said, don't worry, I'm taking care of him. And just, wow, that was wow, way to just, I don't want to say poke the bear, but then when they wiped that completely out and they had to try and remember, how many years later they had to try and remember this, and they were trying to figure it out. It was really great, because then you saw Armand, how powerful he is and what he's willing to do to try and keep him and Louis together, and try, like you said, keep them happy, like they did at the end of the episode where, well, I saw the potential in him. Really? Because Daniel now remembers when you were just telling him straight up shit that you're going to be nothing, you're going to have resentment from your daughters, you're going to work in a crappy office, like all this stuff, like telling him the worst of the worst to make him feel as bad as he could. And, then finally, though, at least he got some words of wisdom from Louis that he thought was a burned up victim, which, it turns out he was. Yep. But then Daniel had this moment of realization too, that, he remained a journalist despite failed marriages, shyness and awkwardness towards his daughters, which, definitely plays a part in his life as a whole. So that's why I think he wants to get this last interview in. So it was just another really good episode, just because just seeing it all play out. And I was like you said, we might not have said a lot of stuff, but it was like we were just so intertwined with this story.
Not sure if I blinked.
Yeah, because it was so awe-inspiring, and it really cut you deep, and it really gave you the wherewithal with what Armand is like. And I mean, they had the levity a little bit with, oh, these stones aren't helping worth shit.
Yep.
And then obviously Armand's lunch. And so that gave them the only time that they could talk. But at the same time, Armand is powerful enough. Could he have gone back into their mind anyways? But that's where I like how they said, oh, we pieced together San Francisco.
Yeah, so they weren't hiding anything.
Exactly. Like he said it right away. I was like, how are they going to play this out? I was wondering, how are they playing it out? Are they going to just, throw it in his face? Or are they going to try and keep it somewhat secretive, because he can end up reading both their minds?
Yeah, well, going back to Paris, Armand knew what Lestat was all on about, or Armand knew what Louis was all on about dealing with Lestat earlier. He knew what he did the second that they got to Paris.
And then I want also to revisit when he was saying he loved Claudia, and Armand said Claudia didn't love you back.
Yeah.
Because he said that as well during that drug field thing. So now, I can't wait for the next episode, because I'm wondering, are they then going to dive into that? Because that was really quick and in there, but it hit hard to say when Armand said, but she didn't love you back. Yeah. So what happened to their relationship moving forward?
Yeah, because we don't
from
know.
back in Paris. So.
And it was so cool seeing Daniel and Louis kind of on the same side for a moment, whereas before they were kind of, and now they're working together.
It was like Louis would let him in just a little bit, but he would keep his distance, because there's previous episodes where, remember, he started reading his mind. He's like, oh yeah, what about this, Daniel? What about that, Daniel? And would go at him. So now it's like, okay, Armand, you got some explaining to do.
We got the same team over here.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing here, and I am not a relationship expert or a therapist or anything, but I think what we're seeing is that Louis has found himself into a different type of what one could call an abusive relationship. Drastically different from the one he had with Lestat, where it was very outward, verbal arguments, physical fights, love bombing after the fights, all sorts of stuff like that. And we saw such a drastic shift with the relationship he had with Lestat in Armand. It looked like it was a very romantic one, a very caring one, a very protective one. And Louis was calling him the love of my life, and we're sitting here through all these interviews, and he seemed like such a calming presence for Louis, and stern at times with Daniel, and then it got to a little bit where like, okay, that was a little aggressive, as like he was giving him his memories, but we saw Armand as kind of the level-headed, and I had actually made a few jokes about Armand being boring and not being the real love of his life, and sometimes they're doing very, very clear reflections of real relationships that people are in, not just in a vampire world. Sometimes when people find themselves in like these very exciting but toxic relationships, where there's a lot of ups and downs, and the highs are super high and the lows are low, and emotionally it can be very traumatizing. And you get with somebody who's stable. It seems like this is where I belong, right? This is where I belong, and the excitement isn't there, the highs aren't there, but the lows also aren't there. And I think sometimes what can happen, I shouldn't say I think, I'm confident what can happen is the person you're in the relationship with, they see themselves as somewhat of your savior, for lack of a better terms. Like they know you were in this up and down toxic relationship, and I'm here to bring normalcy,
save the day,
in a sense of security in this just level that you haven't had before. And I'm going to bring that to your life. So you need to forget about the past ups and downs and be happy that your life is now normal. And I think sometimes outwardly, when we look on situations like that, and I think we've seen it with friends and family too, like you see somebody who's had just this like fucked up and down relationship, and then get with somebody who seems really nice, and you're like, wow, now you have just a good, steady, healthy relationship.
Yeah, but it's boring.
So yes, there's that.
No, I'm saying that's what the individual starts
what the individual
to long for.
thinks.
Yeah.
However, and look, in a lot of times in their situations, the new person is good. They are level. They're a genuinely good person. But sometimes the new person, like, they see themselves as the savior. And there starts to become this thing where you need to be appreciative for what I've given you. And you need to be appreciative that I'm now the calmness that you have in your life. And a new type of manipulation and control can start in these relationships where there's the constant reminders of what you had in the past. And I think that's what we've seen here with Armand. They painted him very romantic and very this, but it's like, okay, how are you better if you're literally erasing memories? And yes, you have to have some sympathy for Armand for understanding how exhausting it must be to know that the person you're in love with is still in love with their ex.
Yep.
And he can hear it, right? Like, I mean, in normal relationships, it's like, do you catch somebody looking at your ex's social media pages, or maybe messaging them, or maybe looking at old pictures, where with Armand, he can literally read Louis' thoughts and know that he's thinking about Lestat. So there is some level of sympathy there for Armand, but we're looking at one snippet now where Armand was able to quite literally erase Louis and Daniel's memory. Now, is it just because it was a drug-fueled thing and their memory was hazy, or does Armand have the power to do that whenever he pleases, the power to erase your memory? We are learning that, look, the fact that Armand, like, he can just levitate Daniel and pick him up and drop him and pick him up and drop him. We learned that he can fly himself. So how much power does Armand have? And I think, look, in the big picture of things, Louis got turned in the early 1900s. We're basically 100 years in the future, but in the 70s, I mean, he's only, what 60 some years as a vampire? I mean, that's a baby. He's not fully aware of all the powers that Armand has. So how many times, now I'm questioning, how many times throughout Armand and Louis' relationship has Armand altered his memories?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
To make him,
and that's what he's going
to make him think, and I think Louis is going to start wondering that moving forward. And I'm going to alter, I'm going to erase the stuff that you don't want to remember about me. And I mean, is that not a manipulative, abusive form of a relationship. I mean, even when Louis, he's saying, okay, you want to talk to Lestat? Here I am. I'll be your vessel, your conduit, your vessel for doing that. But he wouldn't tell him that Lestat was saying, I love you. He wouldn't do it.
Why would he do that?
He wouldn't do it. So he wouldn't hold back. So he held back information. And then he just decided, well, I'm going to wipe the memory of all this all happening for both of you. And how many years later, 50 years later, he never once thought, well, I should be honest with Louis and tell him what really happened with Daniel that night. And so for me, this really changes how I look at Armand. And of course, we've joked like Armand is boring and blah, 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 and Lestat is the real whatever. And I'm certainly not promoting toxic relationships just because sometimes the highs are very high. But I mean, kind of, I don't know, it's the picture they're painting. And the fact that Louis went off on his, I had more excitement in 10 hours with him than with decades with you, that's really difficult to hear. Look, it's, whether it's drug fueled or alcohol fueled, sometimes there's a saying, a drunk person's words are a sober person's thoughts, right? And sometimes when you've had too much to drink, and I don't have experience with recreational drugs, but sometimes when you have, I do with friends and other family, I shouldn't say, I just don't personally. And I've seen people say things when they're drinking and on drugs that I would really like to think they didn't mean, that I wouldn't hold them to the, well, that's what you're really thinking. And you would like to think that them being under the influence is what would cause them to say such terrible things. And maybe that's a defense mechanism you use for yourself. So part of me wants to think, look, and sometimes people just say things to be hurtful, but it's like, where do those words come from? And now this changes just everything. Well, and I think this episode of all of them, I think we could talk about the most for the longest. Yeah. And I think this is the best written episode and the best acted episode all the way around. And that's saying a lot because I think
they've been doing a great job.
I think Lestat, Sam Reed. Sam Reed. I think Sam Reed he's so brilliant. I think Sam Reed, and I don't even know what else I've seen him in. Like, this is the first I've seen him in. And I think Sam Reed is just wildly, wildly talented. And he's one of those guys where, like, why is he not in everything now?
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing that you point to.
He is an A-list front man, celebrity. We're just talking the other day about who could be the new James Bond, and we're listing off all these names, Aaron Taylor Johnson and this person and that person. It's like, you're going to tell me Sam Reed can't be anybody? Yeah. I think he's so talented, but in this particular episode, Asad Zaman, who plays Armand, crushed it. Jacob Anderson and Eric Bogosan. I mean, the acting, and of course, they can only go off of the script.
Oh, what about Luke Brandon Field?
Luke Brandon Field, big shout out to Luke Brandon Field, who I'm not familiar with as young Daniel. This episode was really next level for me, and takes this whole series, and just for as good as I already thought it was, takes this entire series and levels it up.
Yeah, well, and I think the reason that we feel that way about this episode is because not only were Louis and Daniel lied to, we as the audience were lied to. That's why we have that emotional response, because now we don't even know if the first season and the first 4 episodes of this season is actually true. It could have all been bullshit, just the way it's what Armand, it's whatever he wanted it to be.
Oh my God.
Us as the viewer, we've been lied to just as much as Louis. So
I think that's what they're going to explore.
Oh my God.
But it seems like he couldn't remember that part, whereas everything else, so with Lestat, he remembered.
Yeah.
He remembered just fine.
So I think, or at least he thinks he did, because I know some folks in the comments.
But the only time that he was fuzzy about anything was this experience in 1973. That's it.
Well, what do you guys think about the difference?
He was never fuzzy with anything else.
No, I'm not saying fuzzy, but the way he remembered it, because I know the folks in the comments had said
even remember.
They've said to remember that the way that he's retelling the story now versus then, it's different, and it could be different,
well,
not
look
for
at
a
how
reason, but the way he remembers.
Look at how he talks about Lestat now. It was very, very romanticized. He was this, he was charming, he was this. And we look at Lestat, of course, again, because of the delivery from Sam Reed, as this just larger than life character. Look at the way he was describing Lestat to a young Daniel. It's a piece of trash. He was uninteresting.
That's where I think Armand was right, saying you were doing that because you wanted to get his attention.
A completely different picture.
book.
And was it the attention with the book? Is it one of those things where Louis' memory has been washed? And look, you wouldn't think Armand would change his memories to be more fond of Lestat, but it's so crazy to try to wrap your head around whether Louis' memory has changed that much. Like you said, what really happened with him and Lestat? Are we going to revisit? Are we going to get a revisiting of how they originally met, how that actually played out? This, again, so much in this episode. For me, again, this is some of the other episodes with the acting with Sam, and that's not to take away from Jacob Anderson or anybody else, but I think Sam Reed just really crushed it. But this one, right at the top, and now I've got so many questions. How many episodes do we have left?
So this was 5, so we have 3 more.
Oh my God.
I believe there's only.
I need way more story than 3 episodes.
Yeah, there's only 8, and then that's it until part 3 comes up.
And when does part 3 come out?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Oh, come on.
We could easily look it up, but we'll let
Come
you guys
on.
let us know about that.
the
So,
works.
look, this show is getting really good. You guys know that. We're knowing that now. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.